What is good? It is your boy Pablo Gray, and we are back with another reaction video. Today we got a clip from who the frick knows, somebody's news. But anyway, the title of it is Trump's additional unemployment payment will begin this week. Labor sexy? I don't know. I think that's what it says. Anyway, before we get into it, you like what I'm doing here, man? Like, comment, subscribe, share. I really do appreciate it. Y'all been helping me beat the algorithm. Man, the numbers are doing fabulous. I really appreciate it, man. Keep bumping it up. Thank you.
We're going to save American jobs and provide relief to the American workers, and I'm taking action to provide an additional or an extra $400 per week in expanded benefits. $400, okay?
President Trump early this month announcing executive action to provide critical unemployment benefits. The South Dakota governor turning it down, Kristi Noem, saying that most workers in her state have already been rehired. Joining me right now is the Labor Secretary of the United States, Eugene Scalia. Mr. Secretary, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, one pushback on the president's executive order as he tries to keep the stimulus going, even in the face of this back and forth in Congress, is that the money is not going to get to the individual right away. Can you walk us through these executive orders and when people might actually see that money and see the relief that the president is promising?
Maria, good to be with you. And yeah, what the president did about a week and a half ago really reflected his...
If you're not understanding what she just said, the money's already been agreed upon about it's supposed to be going to the American people. The reason you're not getting it is because somebody on the lower level is blocking that. Like right before it gets to your pocket, someone is stopping it. So yeah.
His determination and resourcefulness to find a way to get additional support for Americans who are out of work in a period of time when the Democrats in Congress had essentially made that impossible. They just were not negotiating. And the president, essentially, as things clearly were not moving forward on Capitol Hill, essentially put out an APB within the executive branch. Let's find a way to get unemployment support. And so what we are doing is drawing on funds that FEMA has and making them available to the states. And it's a total of 400, 300 from the federal government, another...
If I don't understand what he's saying he's taking money from FEMA. You know, FEMA, the people that would ultimately put people in camps if it ever was declared martial law. Probably the same people that's putting the little kids in cages. Regardless, he's taking funding from that organization to feed the unemployment for this pandemic. That's what he's ultimately doing. Whether it's good or bad, that's up to you.
100 to come from the states. They can take a credit for what they're already providing through their existing unemployment programs, or they can draw on coronavirus relief funds they have. There's still $80 billion in funds the states have. They can draw on to kick in an additional 100 on top of the federal government's 300. We will see, I think at least one state begin making those additional payments this week, Maria. There have been reports the states couldn't do it, that it would take months. That's just not true. We'll see payments begin this week. We've got 7 states now that are approved. Some of them have already received the money from the federal government and are taking the steps they need to begin dispersing those funds. And again, this has been terrific presidential leadership in contrast to the Democratic leadership, which has stood in the way. The president put this in place, but still wants Congress to act.
Basically, what this man is saying, I don't know who the fuck he is. U.S. Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia. Or Scalia. I'm basically saying, man, he think this man Trump doing a decent job, at least with the handling of financial support during this pandemic. Decent enough for me, I guess.
On something that can provide some longer-term relief.
What are the most significant sticking points? Because this stalemate is certainly an issue for many Americans. Both sides, though, are blaming each other for the lack of progress. Now, when the president joined me last week, he said that it was partly money to cities and states, partly the post office, where they want $25 billion. Can you name or tell us about anything else that's real important to the Democrats that they are not giving in on?
Well, I think that the issues that you just mentioned, Maria, particularly the very enormous amount of funds that the Democrats are seeking to get to the states, are critical sticking points. And what that has meant is that the funds are not being provided to Americans that are out of employment. That's why the president stepped forward and found some other way to make that happen.
Well, you heard it there, man. That's a lot of Democratic leaders blocking that money, man. Sad that that is what it is. That's y'all leaders. Y'all voted for them. Anyway, man, all I got to say on that, and I hope people get this money. I hope some of y'all do, and I hope it actually benefits, and y'all not actually relying on this, but you use it to further yourself. Like, make a business, man. Right now, it's the best time to get creative. You're sitting at home anyway. That's all you've been doing for the last. If you need this money, then this is all you've been doing. You've been sitting at home. Think of something creative, man. Start a business. But anyway, man, if you like what I'm doing here, like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you for helping me beat the algorithm, man. Continue to do so. Let's accelerate to the top, baby. Thank you.